everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Nyla. I'm a writer, reader, and lifelong learner, inviting you to my cozy little corner of the internet. And today, y'all, we have another book. And not only is this a book that I've been reading for maybe the past couple days, but it's maybe like the past 2 days. This is a book that I was utterly surprised by. Okay, and we're gonna get into it just a little bit more. Make sure that you guys are following my channel, so subscribe. So before we get into it, guys, I would like to preface this by saying that I have been a Freida McFadden fan for maybe about a year now. My first ever book that I got from her or by her was The Teacher. I'm gonna of course have to read that again and then give you guys another review, but y'all, I have been in love with her books up until this point, and I'm gonna explain to you why. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna put this in the back like how I did my other ones. Okay, cool, now y'all can see. All right, so I am going to, is it too, it's just good enough, huh? Or maybe I scoot it over. All right, so different things that I loved about the book. Of course, I'm going to do it like how I did my last video. I'm going to do what I love first and then what I would change. Just me being a writer, but also as a reader, what kind of changes would I have liked to see in the book. I'm going to be reading off my laptop because I have my list here. So let's get into it, y'all. All right, so the first thing I will say was that I absolutely loved the many cliffhangers that were present or that were presented throughout the book. It made me want to keep reading. This book has 41 chapters, and then there's the epilogue. So I will say that one thing that I've noticed from reading so many Freida McFadden books are that she is wonderful when it comes to the art of transitioning. When it comes to, all right, this is the end of the chapter. How do I make it so that my readers won't want to put this book down and that they'll just be reading all through the night, honestly, if they have the time. And it's the summertime, so I have the time. And I was chunking maybe 10 plus chapters a day. So, or actually it was way more than that because I finished in like 2-3 days. But yeah, this book, I really love the cliffhangers. I love the way that she ended the chapters. It always was like a suspense. It left me wanting more. And then I really love the resolution. I'm not gonna give too much details or too many details because I do want you guys to go and read it for yourselves and then, you know, develop and form your own opinion. But I love the resolution. It was a peaceful resolution. I was satisfied. Okay, I will say that. A couple of things that I would change about this book. I feel as though Monica, which is one of the characters in the book, her character book was rushed. It was way too, like, it was on off. I did not like that at all. And honestly, that was one of the main things that made me, as I was reading this book, start hating it. Like, I wanted to hurry up and finish it so that I could be done, so I can move on to another book, because when she changed up, the whole story to me was tainted. Like, I really hated her. And I did not like that feeling. And so, of course, I'm just not going to put the book down and be done with it forever. I wanted to finish it, but this is the first time I read a book by her, and a first time in a long time that I can remember me wanting to hurry up and get this book over with. Like, I was reading no more for the sake of just enjoyment, but to hurry up and get it over with. She immediately switched from like a good girl to like, y'all, there is a word that I want to use, but I'm not going to use it because it's a bad word. Okay, but there, like, she just oh, like I was so angry. And I don't know if it's because the topic, because they're dealing with pregnancy, children, mothers. Like, I don't know if that is what irked me so bad, because I am a mom and because I run a nonprofit organization called the Mommy Dearest Foundation, in which we serve moms, which we support moms and their kids. It I'm sorry, I just had no tolerance. I had no tolerance, which I never really do for things that involve children and involve moms that are just ugh, just disgusting. But yeah, so honestly, that her character arc, and how she transformed from one person to the next to another person, it really just turned me off of the whole book. And I also hated how Abby, who was the main character, how she always second guessed herself, and she would always find ways to excuse other people's behavior. And I don't know if I hated it so much because I feel like there are many times in my life that I have done this, and now I'm like reformed, so I'm kind of like, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, you did what you did, you said what you said, and I'm not gonna, automatically jump to a conclusion. But I feel like after so many times and, so many encounters, it's kind of like, okay, this is not something I'm comfortable with. And I'm sure that there are people who feel the same way about me. Like, everyone has that, I believe everyone has that kind of sense of humility where you want to see the good in people, but after so many times, it's like, okay, the good is there, and it may very well be, but I'm not gonna stick around to find out or to see. So I hated how she did this. Like someone could slap her in the face and she'll be like, oh, well, I probably did deserve it. I did forget this. I did forget their birthday or something. Like, these are just random examples, but like, they could literally do anything to her. They could egg her house and she'll be like, well, I probably did need, my house to be redecorated or something like that. It was too often. It was too often that she did this, and I hated it. I really did hate it. And another thing that I hated was how, and I'm starting to see this kind of as a pattern with some of her books. She will have her main character constantly repeating these beliefs that they have, which makes me not believe it. Like, if you say, oh, I trust this person this person would never do this to me. Oh no, it would never happen. Like, the more that she says it, the more I believe that actually they would. And they are possibly going to. So, like, the more that she did that, like, it was just too much. It was quite obvious to me from the beginning what was gonna go wrong. I just didn't quite know, like, the depth, and it was a nice little spin, but I kind of already knew from the beginning, and then of course from the title, something was gonna go wrong. Something is gonna get way off track, and it did happen. I will say this isn't one of my favorite books of hers, of Freida McFadden's, but I was grateful that I did read it and that I had the opinions that I had, because so many times we see authors, we see artists in general, creatives in general, and we forget that they are human and that every story is different. Everyone is going to have something, some kind of artwork that you're like, I'm not really feeling that. Like, I don't know if I really like that too much. That's not my favorite that you've done. And this book isn't my favorite of Freida McFadden's, but I will say it was a worthy read to me, because I was a little nervous when I first picked it up. Because I knew I was going to do a review on it, but I was kind of nervous because I felt like, well, all of these books that I have read so far, I absolutely loved. And how am I going to, or like, am I even going to find anything in this book that I would change as a reader or as a writer? And I did, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I took that chance. I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that I'm reviewing it. And these are my thoughts. These are my honest opinions. I would love for you guys to get the book, read it. I checked it out in my local library, which you can possibly do. But I know that when I did go to check her books out, there were only 3 left. I got all 3 because the other ones were all being checked out. So yeah, I would definitely give her books a read. This is the first one that I'm reviewing, but I'm going to review the other ones that I have on my bookshelf. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching my video and for coming into my little world and exploring the things that I love. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. It was short compared to the other one, but I didn't really have too much more to say, honestly. These were my thoughts, and I would love if you guys can share, engage with me in the comments. Let me know if you've read a Freida McFadden book before, and if so, which one. If you read this one, what do you think? Like, am I tripping? Is my opinion kind of jaded because I'm kind of biased, or what is it? Give me your opinion, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.